Before I became a realtor, I built a house down in New Bern. It was a custom build. We went right to the builder, sat in his office, never thought twice about having an agent, never did have an agent. It was just us talking to him. And looking back on that, I was just like, oh my goodness, what did we end up?
Yeah, what were we thinking? Hi guys, it's Sherry Riano with the Sherry Riano Lending Team. Hey, we're here today to talk a little bit about mortgages and real estate. And I have my friend Monica here with me, who's going to tell you a lot about real estate because she's an awesome realtor. And I'm going to help a little bit with the mortgage side. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Sherry, how are you?
Good.
Good. As Sherry said, my name is Monica Severt. I am with Keller Williams Preferred in Raleigh, Briar Creek area. And I work all over the triangle, basically. And I live in West Cary, but I'm not really necessarily tied to that area. So, I've been in real estate about 3.5 years probably, and absolutely love it. So I was an elementary school teacher. I was in Wake County for 5 years, and before that in other parts of North Carolina. But I just, knew that that was not the profession that was going to be the right one for me for the rest of my life. And as of today, I'm very happy that I made that decision with COVID and all that's going on.
So true, so true. There's a lot of new construction out there, and I know Monica would agree with me, but I want to share a little story that I have actually had to deal with this week. I had a client that didn't think it was relative to have a buyer's agent when they went to new construction. And what they found out this week when their house was ready is they didn't have anybody to represent them. And Monica, I think you can agree, and I'm sure you've had these conversations, the agent on site is not there to protect the buyer. They are there for the builder. They represent the builder and the builder's interest. And when you go there with no representation, you have no one to fight for you. Correct, Monica?
Absolutely. They are the seller. They are actually the one that is on the other side. And when you walk into that cute little, trailer or house that they're sitting in, it's great and they have lots of information for you. But at the same time, they're not really your advocate at all. Right. And it's absolutely necessary to have a buyer's agent because very much so, like what you just said, they, there's everything from a pre-drywall inspection to, right before the final closing inspection of a third party that same situation. I've had people say to me, I didn't have a buyer's agent. I didn't know anything about a pre-drywall. I don't know. Here we are, and I'm in a mess.
Yeah. And I've seen that quite a bit myself. And so, you definitely want to have someone with you, such as Monica, who's got experience, knows the questions to ask, knows how to take you through that new construction period. Because there's just a lot of new construction out there. And there's a lot of great builders out there. And they're, not to say that they're doing anything wrong. It's just, it is nice to have, if you have somebody to represent you to say, hey, look at this, or have you thought about this? And I think it's important just to have that representation. Then, I'm going to talk a little bit about the lending side. A lot of times, new constructions, they have their own mortgage companies. And FYI, they own those mortgage companies most of the time. And if they do, you've got that kind of conflict there. Are you getting the best rate? Are they inflating the rate to give you credit? How is it really working? And so I always tell my clients whether or not they are working, with the lender at the new construction site or not, I like to look at their closing disclosures and their loan estimates because I want to see, are they really getting a great rate and that credit, or are they paying for the credit and the rate? There's just a lot of things to think of. I do a lot of new construction out there from, all the builders. I work with all of them. They all know me because they know that I really will work hard for the client. And so they don't mind working with me, but obviously they like you to go to their lender. But we also provide a credit here at the Sherry Riano team when you're going to new construction, so that we can provide something for you as an asset as well.
And I explain that too, because a lot of times that's the shiny little carrot being over here that we're gonna, if you use our lender and our attorney, we'll get this and this. And I make sure to tell them, hey, I have lenders too, and they are competing with each other. They would like to earn your business, and they will also do a credit for you. So you don't have to just think, okay, I've got to go with this other person because of that. It's definitely something you want to, explore those options.
Yeah,
sure.
You definitely want to investigate that. I agree. And like I said, we do that here all the time, and I'm the first to tell you, if you've got a better deal from another lender, no matter what, I'm always going to let you know whether I can match it, compete, or just say, hey, that's the best deal, go take it.
Absolutely.
So, and you want that in a representation, just like, anything. So,
and I've seen that with you too, personally, where you've said, hey, I can't beat that. Go for it, and that's what I feel like I love about you, especially too. And my clients have even commented on, I really like how honest Sherry was to me, whether I wanted to hear it or not, she laid it out there, and I really respect that for her to just say, I may not be the best choice for you, but here's what I can do.
Right. I just think it's important.
Absolutely.
So, that's one of the things just to think about with new construction. Monica, can you think of anything else that we missed just as a whole talk about on new construction?
Part of it too is people think the misconception is that if I use a buyer's agent, that it is going to take money, like they're going to charge me more, kind of this similar thing as what you're saying with the lender, that I can't bring someone because either I'm going to have to pay for it as the buyer or someone is going to come out of the wash somewhere. And, I've made sure to explain to builders have a pot of money that they pay agents out of. And not everybody brings an agent, so it just stays in the pot. That money is there to pay an agent. A lot of builders love agents because we do a lot of the work for them.
Right.
And they love it. And there's some that don't necessarily, but it's very important also to know that it's complimentary to you to use someone that's an advocate totally for you. And also important to know that if you are going around and looking at new construction on your own on a weekend or whatever, and that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be, the person have to be with you. Just make sure you tell that agent at the new builder place that you do have an agent or you're working on getting one. Just so they know, because a lot of times I've had it happen where even the person was with, my client that I had a buyer agency agreement with, but they, snuck out and went on a weekend by themselves. And
that doesn't ever happen, does it?
I mean, they said, they didn't say they had an agent. And, I've had to literally fight for clients saying, look, they want representation and you have to, you got to let me represent them. And honestly, we don't have to stay with you. They looked at other ones that we can go, that'll allow them to have an agent. So, of course they said, okay. But, anyway, there's things like that I just don't think I've joked before that I want to set up a lemonade stand out in front of a new construction, thing and just give them just information as they go by. Yeah. Just here's some free drink and just let you know you're going to talk to the builder. And
right.
Yeah.
You're going to worry about them and not you. So
right, exactly.
Great.
Really don't know that. Before I became a realtor, I built a house down in New Bern. It was a custom build. We went right to the builder, sat in his office, never thought twice about having an agent, never did have an agent. It was just us talking to him. And looking back on that, I was just like, oh my goodness, what did we end up?
Yeah, what were we thinking? But I just think a lot of people, and again, this is why we're doing this, is to educate people. They just don't realize. They think, hey, I'm going here. They're gonna watch after me. They're gonna take care of me. This is gonna be great. Sometimes, not all the time, but just sometimes it isn't great.
Right. And it's good. I mean, they're there to, win your business, and most of them are great. It's just that there's things that sometimes they don't necessarily tell you or whatever that the agent can say, oh, well, do you provide a final survey at no cost to the buyer? Oh, well, no, we don't. So there's things that you would not think of as just a buyer walking in that the whole process is going to look like without someone that's done it before and can guide you through that.
So, the new construction area is so hot right now. I mean, we've got so many, we're on every magazine, right? We're in the top 10 of places to live, and they're just pouring in. Wouldn't you agree, Monica?
Absolutely. It's crazy. You look in the grocery stores on the shelves, in those racks, new construction is is a biggie for sure. And everywhere you look, there's new construction going up. It's definitely hot in this area. And being the Triangle, I think that it's not slowed down really a lot.
And I don't think it's going to slow down for us. Really, there's no indicators to show that we're going to, kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Again, just where we are. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not enough homes on the market for everybody that's trying to buy either. So another reason why new construction is still out there, booming.
Still out there, still good. So another reason too, to buy right now is interest rates are historically low. We're at rates that for 1971. And so way before, Monica and I were born. And way before. But anyway, it's a great time to buy. We have great equity positions here. And I will make a mention of this while we are, just chit-chatting. I just got a refinance from somebody that bought in March, new construction. They got a 4% rate. I just redid their rate at 3%. So, if you're, just watch your rate. It's one of those things that 4% in March, they shouldn't have been paying 4%. But anyway, we want to think about that, but it's a great time to buy. We'd love to help you. I can always be reached at Sherry at the SherryRianoTeam.com, or you can reach me at 919-234-7415. How about you, Monica?
Yep, same here. I would love to help anyone looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate in the Triangle. Same, my number is 919-760-0198, and it's msevert@kw.com.
Monica, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's been great as always. I know we're having to do the social distancing, but thanks for being on today. We really appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you soon.
Thanks, Sherry. Absolutely. I look forward to working with you too, and am sending people your way as we speak. So have a great
day. Okay. Bye. Hi, this is Sherry Riano with the Sherry Riano Lending Team. You can reach me. Oh, no, it ain't gonna work. This ain't jamming. I ain't jamming on. Sorry, guys.